run every contract that you get through AI before you sign on that dotted line. Believe me, it saved me a ton of money. I give you an example. I was looking to rent out my RV. It's been sitting in storage for so long, and I decided, well, I need to turn it into an asset and let it cash flow. And but I don't have time to manage it on a day to day because I've got other things that I'm doing. And so I looked up companies that you can loan out your asset to, and they can manage it. Property management companies that will manage the RV for you for a flat fee or rev share, whatever the case may be. And they will manage the RV for you, and they'll send you the revenue, or they'll send you the net profit. Anyway, and so I got in touch with this reputable company based on reviews. They sent me the contract. What I do, I run it through AI. It didn't matter which language model, you get to choose. I prefer using Grok because Grok is truth seeking, and I run it through AI, and you won't believe how many red flags came back on that contract. It was basically that they just basically use my property. They'll make all the money. I take all the risk, and by lucky chance, I make a profit or even break even. But ultimately, they'll be making all the money if I give them my RV, and I'll be taking all the risk. So, long story short, I decided not to move forward with that contract. For so long, businesses have operated from a standpoint of just manipulation, taking advantage of people because of lack of information. But now we don't have any excuse. If you're not informed on a particular subject, you don't actually have to know about it. All you have to do is, before you sign that contract, run it through a language model, and suddenly you're gonna have pro level information that for a fraction of a dollar. You know what I mean? For less time. You don't need a high paid lawyer anymore. You don't need a high paid financial advisor. You just run it through a language model, and it'll save you ton of money, ton of time. I think that's the net benefit of having these access to these large language models, whether it's Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek, ChatGPT, whatever your preference is. Before you sign that contract, whether it's a mortgage, whether it's a credit card contract, whether it's a loan, a personal loan, whatever it is, run it through a language model, and you will be glad that you did. The days of getting taken advantage of from a loan shark or a predatory financial company, those days are gone. If you have access to a language model like we do, Gemini is basically accessible to everyone. ChatGPT is accessible to anyone. Run that contract through that language model, and you'll be glad that you did.